Tonight on Grady Newsource, the latest on the ice raid on a Hyundai plant in Bell, Georgia. And moving a little closer to Athens, students in Clark County get $1,000 investment portfolios. What it means for the high schoolers down the road. And later, it's snake season, what to know and how to interact with the reptiles. Those stories and more coming up on Grady Newsource.
This is Northeast Georgia's only local source for TV news. From the Grady College at the University of Georgia, this is Grady Newsource.
Welcome to Grady Newsource. I'm Abby Halpin. We begin our show with a developing story out of Bell, Georgia. Media reports that South Korea's foreign minister is on his way to Washington after an ice raid at a Hyundai plant near Savannah. 475 people were detained at the plant Thursday, and Homeland Security agents say that a majority of those detained were from South Korea. South Korea has chartered a plane to bring its citizens home. U.S. President Donald Trump made a statement on Truth Social Sunday night, calling for all foreign companies investing in the United States to please respect our nation's immigration laws. We will continue to monitor the story and bring you the latest developments. Now, the trial of Colin Gray, the father of the alleged Appalachia High School shooter accused of killing 4 people last September, was set to begin today. However, due to scheduling issues and attorney conflicts, Gray will instead face the Barrow County Superior Court on February 9th of next year. The 55-year-old is facing a total of 29 counts, including 2 of second-degree murder and 20 of second-degree cruelty to children. The Madison County Sheriff's Office recently unveiled a new training center. Grady Newsource reporter Rebecca Schillinger demonstrates how officers get trained for real-life situations.
The Madison County Sheriff's Office has a new training building to properly prepare deputies for real-life crisis scenarios.
Every county out here has had some type of threat in the past, usually 2 or 3 a year where there may be a soft lockdown. And
Lieutenant Cohen is the training center director. He showed me real-life scenarios deputies use for training purposes. They have extended their shooting range and are actively opening classes for the public to learn self-defense. He showed me how deputies train with real-life guns using carbon monoxide to replace bullets. This allows deputies to feel the kickback of a gun during intense situations.
In this case, you're responding to a domestic between a male and female.
Well, like I said, the building is not new, but the training center in the back part of the building, we just totally have redone that and added some features. We also incorporate a lot of just lifestyle tips for the senior citizens, scam avoidance type things like that.
The Sheriff's Department partners with the Senior Center for community outreach on how to avoid scams and handle active shooter situations. They also offer a jiu-jitsu class once a week hosted by a Madison County deputy, Brandon Moss.
Is actually push more out into the community.
After speaking with Lieutenant Cohen, he informed me that Madison County gave the Sheriff's Department a grant. They then used that money to turn this building behind me into a new training center. They also bought gear and equipment to inform deputies on how to handle active shooter situations, domestic violence, and day-to-day traffic violations. I'm Rebecca Schillinger with Grady Newsource.
A growing number of scams are targeting cell phones across Oconee County. From fake jury duty notices to fines claiming to come from the DMV, these scams are designed to steal personal information and money. Grady Newsource reporter Lauren Wright tells us what to watch out for and how to stay safe.
In Oconee County, there have been numerous reports of a jury duty scam where scammers are posing as deputies, claiming they have missed jury duty and threaten to arrest if not paid. The Sheriff's Office issued an alert this month warning its citizens.
Never ask for gift cards from Walmart or any gift card in general. You can't pay us to get out of this stuff.
While text scams can be tricky to decipher, there's some red flags to look out for.
If you don't have a service, or you don't have PayPal, and they're telling you that you need to do something about your PayPal because you got an email, it's probably not something you did, right? On a lot of emails, you can actually look at the email itself and kind of hover your mouse over it or click on it on your phone or whatever, and it'll show you the exact email address. And if it doesn't have something to do with PayPal, it's some Gmail or some Yahoo, it's probably fake.
If you happen to fall victim of a scam, here's what you should do after.
But you do need to reach out to the bank, tell them what happened, what you did. Try to save phone numbers you were contacted on, emails, any kind of correspondence you had. Times and dates, all that stuff is important.
Many people have lost up to hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Somebody give away $800,000.
Receive a text scam, do not engage with it. Instead, report it to the local sheriff's department. Lauren Wright, Grady Newsource.
Jackson County's Empower College and Career Center has added another pathway this school year. Grady Newsource reporter Michaela Maxwell shows us the first students to be a part of the automotive technology pathway that allows students to earn a professional certificate before graduation.
These students are the inaugural class who get to work in the new automotive lab at the Empowered College and Career Center.
And so what we started with was what the community was asking for, but when I came on board, one of the first things I started hearing was, what about automotive technology? What about diesel technology? And so we began looking at and exploring what that meant.
Across Georgia, businesses and industry leaders look to partner with schools like Empower to help students learn, but also fill their workplace demands, with the automotive industry leaders being the most recent to do so.
They really come to the table saying, hey, look, we've got these challenges filling our jobs. How can we partner with Empower in order to help our young people know what is available to them once they graduate from high school?
The program is open to all grade and experience levels, giving students the chance to explore the industry in a classroom setting.
I have past family history in automotive. My grandfather owns a record and towing company based in Talmo here in Jackson County.
In addition to classroom learning, students are given a collaborative space for hands-on experience with real workplace equipment.
So far, we learned about how the lifts work and the scissors lift and everything works. And we learned how to rotate rotors, how to balance tires.
These lessons give students practical skills for their future after high school. As Jackson County continues to grow, so do the opportunities for the students. The new automotive lab is just one of the ways that Jackson County high schools are making sure their students are ready for life after graduation. I'm Michaela Maxwell with Grady Newsource.
A California nonprofit is giving Clark County seniors $1,000 investment portfolios. Grady Newsource reporter Sophia Stafford spoke to school staff about how this initiative will build finance skills.
In 2026, every graduating senior in Clark County School District will receive a $1,000 investment portfolio upon completing financial literacy lessons. This is the first time in the nation an entire school district will have this opportunity.
The nonprofit Gifted Savings gave these portfolios through an anonymous donation. Some students, however, are concerned about the legitimacy. CCSD Social Studies Curriculum Coordinator Ben Smalley says he is glad young people are raising these questions.
I want people to always come at it from a critical lens and think about what it actually means or what you're signing up for.
Others have found issue with including cryptocurrency. University of Georgia financial planning lecturer Michael Thomas says he sees the potential for growth.
There is a lot more volatility and risk with Bitcoin, but based on the trends that we're seeing, even having a little bit in can actually add more wind to the sails.
Foundation for Excellence Executive Director Catherine Neese says these doubts about the validity of the program may stem from long-held attitudes in Athens, Clark County.
A lot of times Clark County School District kids are overlooked that for success, that people don't see the success that they're doing because they focus on so much of the other things in that space, all that other noise.
So far, only the first year of the program is fully funded. Smalley says he hopes to sustain it forever.
Really, the goal for me, in my mind, is perpetuity.
Reporting for Grady Newsource, I'm Sophia Stafford.
Coming up after the break, we will see how a new school is preparing to open its doors in Oconee County.
People do some pretty cool things in their 40s and 50s. Why should saving for retirement be any different? I mean, they go back to college, learn new instruments, start skateboarding. Okay, maybe that one's not for everybody, but saving for retirement is. With aceyourretirement.org, you can get on track with your retirement savings no matter your age. Just have a 3-minute chat with Avo, the friendly digital retirement coach from AARP. You'll get personalized recommendations based on your input that are easy to understand and work with your lifestyle. It's quick, easy, and free. Plus, it's sponsored by AARP, so you know they got your back.
Gnarly move, Dad.
Thanks, sweetie.
So wherever you are in your retirement savings journey, head to aceyourretirement.org and start chatting with Avo today. That's aceyourretirement.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Oconee County's population growth means more parents are sending their little ones to school. Grady Newsource reporter Ethan Wilcox shows us how one private school is trying to address this need.
According to U.S. Census data, Oconee County's population has grown more than 37% since 2010. That growth led to the opening of Dove Creek Middle School 2 years ago. Now in Watkinsville, the Goddard School of Athens is being built to help meet demand at the preschool level.
The Athens and Oconee area is growing so rapidly, and it is a family-focused community, and that's what we're here for. So we're here to answer that call.
The preschool will hold up to 180 students in 11 classrooms, with room to expand in the future.
Oconee County is obviously very ripe for construction and change, and so if in the future we see a need for private kindergarten, we do have the capacity to add that classroom on here to our school.
Goddard is located on Research Parkway off the Oconee Connector, a central spot for families commuting from Athens and nearby counties.
Because of the amount of people that we're seeing move here from the Atlanta area, where there are dozens of Goddard schools already, we have a reputation that they're bringing knowledge of with them to the local area.
Goddard will follow state standards while adding its own curriculum focused on collaboration and communication. The school will be gated and also feature modern safety measures such as hospital-grade cleaning machines for toys and other items, advanced air purification, and a secure entrance system where parents check in through an app. The preschool is still currently enrolling students and plans to open at the beginning of January. I'm Ethan Wilcox, Grady Newsource.
In Madison County Elementary Schools, English test scores went up from last year, but these scores in early literacy can change depending on many factors. Grady Newsource reporter Laurie Ruby tells us what can affect child literacy.
In Madison County, 40% of third-grade children tested at proficient or above in 2025, 2 points higher than in 2024, but still 5 points lower than in 2023, according to the Georgia Milestones test scores. This puts the youngest tested students on par with the statewide score and 13 points higher than Athens-Clarke County, but year to year, scores can vary widely.
It has had its ebbs and flows, and that's an area that we've started a new curriculum on, and so obviously we still have some focus on literacy there.
Teachers are hard at work to bring these English scores up, but a child's reading scores at such a young age is also dependent on how much reading they did in early childhood.
And on the front lines of the battle to raise child literacy rates is public libraries like the ones right here in Madison County. They have all kinds of events and programs to make kids better at reading and enthusiastic about it.
The Madison County Library offers a storytime reading with a librarian and a STEM Ternoon full of activities every week. They also have after-school tutoring in every major elementary subject and Spanish-speaking materials. This practice and engagement starting in kindergarten is vital to a child's ability to read, but literacy starts much earlier than kindergarten. It starts in the home.
Just exposure to books is early literacy. Just having books in the home and having kids familiar with even how a book works is actually just a part of early literacy.
Teaching children how a book is actually laid out, page by page and top to bottom, can make all the difference in how quickly kids learn to read full sentences and stories. Reporting for Grady Newsource, I'm Laurie Ruby.
The city manager position is facing a shakeup next year in Jackson County as the sitting manager prepares to retire. Grady Newsource reporter Joshua Malik reflected with the outgoing manager about his time in government and the person who is following in his footsteps.
At the Jackson County City Manager's office, a friendly face and name
has been there to greet people for quite a while.
I've been here 14 years.
However, Jackson was not Kevin Poe's first venture into politics.
Become the public works director for Floyd County, so that's how I got into local government.
And 40 years later, he is still serving the people.
Yeah, everywhere I went, I knew somebody.
But he has not been able to do it alone.
Yep, I need an assistant. So that's when I became assistant county manager, and I've been that way for a little over 5 years now.
And Poe remembers that journey with Roy.
So when I got here, she was the public development director. So, I saw how she was able to work with a variety of different people on different levels. And, that impressed me.
And that impression had led all the way to this bittersweet moment.
Once I pretty much knew that this was going to be my last year, been transitioning things over to her.
Poe is retiring after servicing his various communities for what feels like a lifetime.
You owe the community the opportunity for somebody else to step in and bring in some new thoughts.
And Roy is more than up for the challenge.
Definitely know a lot and try my best, so.
In Jackson County, this is Joshua Malik, Grady Newsource.
Coming up after our break, this week's forecast along with our weather anchor Caleb breaking down the power outages across Northeast Georgia.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
You're home before sunrise, on top of the house, the kids, and our future. The smell of your cooking is our alarm clock. My Shiro's day is never done. So let's start saving a little more now so we can feel prepared for retirement. A free 3-minute online chat can give us the personalized tips we need so we can live our lives to the fullest. Visit aceyourretirement.org.
Julie was always a voracious reader. She'd carry 2 novels on an airplane because she'd read one on a 3-4 hour ride. And at some point, I began to notice that she would read a page and couldn't remember what she had just read, and she'd have to go back and read it again.
I don't remember much these days after I read, but less does for me, and I love it.
Hey world, I have a quick message. It's about safe driving. All right, let's go. Anytime you're driving, have the seatbelt buckled tight. Both hands on the wheel and your phone out of sight. When not in your hand trying to text somebody back. Because if you do, your car might get smacked. The moral of the story, just put your phone down. The people on the road will stay safe and sound. Put your phone down, put your phone down. People on the road will stay safe and sound. Yeah.
Hello, I'm Caleb Hensley with a look at your weather. We had a beautiful day here in Athens. The low will hit 57 tonight, but temperatures reached a high of 78. And the sunny skies we enjoyed all day will part from us a little bit throughout the rest of the evening as we expect some overcast skies this afternoon. The next few days look gorgeous here in Northeast Georgia. Clear skies throughout the work week with highs reaching 86 on Thursday, getting to a weekly low of 55 tomorrow. Over the weekend, the same storms that strolled through here in Georgia caused power outages all over North Georgia from Cobb County to Clark County. Families were left without power, with some even remaining without power today. As you can see here to my right, Georgia Power reports 3 outages here in Athens, Clark County, 2 outages south of UGA's campus being noted as the cause of emergency repairs, with an outage at North Campus on Broad Street, which is actively being restored at the moment. And here we can see the amount of outages in Metro Atlanta. The number of people affected by these outages totaling to over 250 still affected from the storm. For today's weather with Grady Newsource, this is Caleb Hensley, and now back to Abby at the news desk.
Thanks, Caleb. The warmer weather means more residents are out enjoying the sun, but it's important to be mindful of everyone else enjoying the summer heat as well. Snake season is still in its prime, and native snakes are not a rare sight in northeastern Georgia. Grady Newsource reporter Catherine Young has advice on how to interact with these reptiles.
Leave the snake alone. Do not try to catch the snake.
With the summer months wrapping up, northeastern Georgia residents are outside enjoying the warm weather. But we aren't the only ones soaking up the summer sun. With the warmth brings snake season, meaning you might see one of these cold-blooded reptiles out and about on your summer walk. John Rivers, the lieutenant of training for the Barrow County Fire Department, says it's best to limit any interaction with snakes while outside.
If someone were to get bit by the snake, first thing they should do is get away from the snake. Once they're in a safe location, they want to try to remain as calm as possible. Try not to use that part of the body the best they can. If you can, try to identify the snake or get some kind of characteristics. Call 911. We can come out there and help.
Over at Bear Hollow Zoo in Athens, Clark County, Kelly Garrison, the zoo coordinator, explains that there are many misconceptions about snakes.
I think a lot of people think that snakes are out there to bite you, like that's their goal or they're going to chase you. So snakes, a lot of times, they're not going to chase you on purpose. Usually if they're going to come near you or try to strike at you, it's because they've been disturbed.
Garrison emphasizes the importance of snakes within our ecosystem.
Now the turtles and bark are like BFFs. I call them our like nature's pest management. So rodent control, they're definitely going to take care of all of the rodents and stuff. If you see a wild snake, just leave it alone. Whether it's venomous or non-venomous, it's there because clearly it has found a food source and that's what it's going to do.
I'm Catherine Young with Grady Newsource.
High school sports are heating up this week with softball and volleyball on deck today and football teams riding the highs and lows of Friday night under the lights.
Last week, Brandon met a girl on a dating app. One day after work, he finally found the courage to ask her out. No answer. He started to panic. Was he being too pushy? Maybe it was too...
Hey, sorry I didn't respond. I was driving. I would love to go on a date. How does tonight sound?
Brandon tried to play it cool, but inside he knew. A girl so smart, so responsible. She must be a keeper.
You know, a lot of people say, when you're going somewhere, you don't want to look back. But I beg to differ. For her to see her father celebrate his graduation, it's the best feeling in the world. I can't lie and say it was easy. But sometimes you just have to stop everything and take it in. I looked at everything in a different light. And I realized it started with me going back and getting my high school diploma.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
There is a road laid out for me.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Leading down to the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
What do you think?
I know this road is there for me. If I'm really free, take me down to the river and walk.
Hey, I'm Jordan Luzinski with a look at sports. From today's softball and volleyball matchups to Friday night football, the week is off to a lively start for local high school sports. Today brings volleyball and softball action across Athens and Oconee. Some upcoming games are Athens Christian hits the road today for the softball at John Millage, while Athens Academy hosts middle school volleyball at 5, and Clark Central's softball takes on Oglethorpe in the doubleheader starting at 4:30 tonight. Barrow County's off today, but has some big matchups later this week. Friday night was packed with high school football across Athens and Oconee, and a few teams made some big statements. Oconee County is knocked off with Logansville 28-6, while North Oconee completely shut down Clark Central in a 40-0 blowout. Meanwhile, Athens Academy kept the energy high with a 28-14 win over John Millage. Winder Barrow came a little short against Seckinger, falling 43-22. So, wins for Oconee County, North Oconee, and Athens Academy, while Clark Central and Winder Barrow will be looking to bounce back a little later this week, hopefully. That's a look at sports. When we come back, we'll take a look at one of the ways that the Commerce Police Department looks to give back to the community.
Score going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Hey, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
But I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
The Commerce Police Department hopes to put names to the faces of its officers. The police department recently brought its community together for its annual National Night Out. Grady Newsource reporter Derek Oliveros talked with the Commerce Police Chief about the importance of giving back to the community.
Hot dogs, hamburgers, and community. What else could anyone ask for? The citizens in the City of Commerce didn't have to look too far to find all of these things this past Tuesday, August 19th, when the Commerce Police Department held its annual National Night Out. The National Night Out is an event hosted by police departments across the nation annually, and it looks to bring together the police and the community for a night full of fun, activities, and food. Jeff Drossman, the chief of the Commerce Police Department, said that this year had a larger turnout than the previous year.
Of course, we grilled up, I think we were right at like 375 hamburgers and 375 hot dogs. But that's just our way of, giving back to the community.
Drossman was appointed to the role of police chief earlier this year, back in May, and he's already looking ahead to next year's National Night Out, especially after this year's turnout.
To me, the biggest thrill of it all, the biggest advantage of it all is when you gather everybody together, everybody's there for the same common purpose, to have a good time, and I think that's what the community looks for.
The Commerce Police Department also plans on hosting and helping out in other community events throughout the year. In September, they plan on assisting in the Fall Festival, which is hosted annually in Spencer Park. And in December, they'll be hosting their annual Shop with a Hero event, which helps give gifts to children in need. Reporting from American Veterans Memorial Park in Commerce, Georgia, with Grady Newsource, I'm Derek.
Georgia residents, I hope you checked your Powerball tickets Saturday night. 9 winning tickets were sold in Georgia, and part of the $1.7 billion national jackpot will be staying in the Peach State. 2 people will head home with $1 million, 1 with $100,000, and 6 people won $50,000. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. We hope to see you again Wednesday, live at 5. Have a great night. Okay. Yeah, that's it.
When I was in foster care, I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day, I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
I think I finally found.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Mason.